Welcome to Monograph's Invoice Builder and Designer. In this walkthrough, I'll show you how to create an invoice for your project. First, let's head into your account and click on Invoices from the main menu. This has now directed us to the Invoice Index, where you can see all of your existing invoices. From here, you'll click on New Invoice, and selecting your project will automatically populate the next available invoice number. Select your invoice dates and click Create. Now we are in the Invoice Builder. The first tab we'll work through is the Fixed Fee Services section. Here, all of your fixed fee phases for the project will appear. Next to each phase will show you the status, the amount planned, any unbilled time, the milestones that have been hit or are still open, what's been previously billed, and then you can decide what amount you'd like to bill. In this example, let's look at schematic design. Here, I see that schematic design is an active phase with a planned amount, and I have about $20,000 of unbilled time, but now I am ready to bill my client. Reviewing my milestones shows me that I've hit all the milestones and completed all the tasks. So I am now ready to bill 100%. Let's look at design development. This is also an active phase. However, I haven't logged as much time, and looking at my milestones shows me that we're almost just about to hit 25%. So for here, I won't quite bill 25% yet. I'm just going to bill 10% to cover the hours that I have. Once you have finished reviewing all of your fixed fee phases, click on Next. This takes us into the hourly services portion of your invoice. Here, any phases within your project that have been marked hourly will appear for you to review. If you don't have any hourly phases within your project, you won't see this section. We'll see that under permitting, when we click on it, we'll notice that the project architect has logged about 16 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and bill for those. I notice that the principal hasn't billed any hours, but I know that he did log a few hours. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter that manually. Once you're ready, click on Next. The next tab you'll see is the Expenses tab. Here, you can see all the reported expenses that have been added to timesheets. Below, I see that Kelsey has reported 3 different expenses, and I can decide if I want to add them each individually or if I want to add all of them. Now that I've added the expenses, I'll move forward onto the next phase called Other Items. The last section is a catch-all for anything else you might need to add that is a one-time addition. For instance, a discount or an extra fee. It's not necessary to fill anything here, and it can be left blank. Next, let's move on to the Invoice Designer. In the Invoice Designer is where you will review all the final details before going into preview. Very important to select an issue date. I'm going to issue this in the middle of December. I'm going to give my client net 45 days to pay, which will update the due date. I will add a reference number, and I'll add a small note. Beneath it, you will see the breakdown of your fixed fee services, showing the planned amount, what's been previously billed, and what you are billing in this invoice. The same thing for hourly services, selected by role, the current invoice, and what the amount due is. And of course, your expenses are shown below. Once this is all ready, let's click on Next to go into the preview. I can now review what the invoice is going to look like on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Once I've inspected it and everything is ready, I'll go ahead and move this invoice from draft to open by marking it as open. Now that it's been marked open, I can go ahead and print it or export it to any accounting software that I might be using. Once we return to the invoice index, we'll now see the last created invoice here at the top. For a more detailed guide on invoices, check out the link in the description of this video. I'm Eileen from Monograph, and we're on standby to help.